Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Praveen Kumar Bomiseti. Today we'll see one of the PLSQL real-time scenario, that is Wi-Fi complaint capture and Wi-Fi complaint details. Okay, so if you see the requirement, you'll get one idea. So if you see here, the requirement is that we are using Wi-Fi regularly, so if we can able to correlate this requirement. Okay, so these are some of the issues we encounter, like internet not working, speed issue, or cable TV, or something like deactivation, activation. So these are the like issue types we are having, or complaint type. So when you click on it, we will get a sub complaint type. So if you see here one more time, I'm facing one issue, like I'm having speed issue of my Wi-Fi. Okay, so this is the main complaint type, and this I'm raising sub complaint like slow browsing. I'm giving some description like next is slow. Okay, so this is the main complaint type, sub complaint type. I'm giving the description. So when you click on submit, what will happen? What will happen? Complaint registered successfully. Okay, this is the first requirement. Okay, we want to capture the complaint details by the user, like whatever the user raised the complaints. So we need to capture now table. Second requirement is that Wi-Fi complaint display. Okay, so I want to display. So we want to display as we want to display like so what the complaints raised by the particular user. So based on the user ID, we need to username. We need to display the list of complaints raised by the particular user. Oh, this is clear. Okay, so we'll see. If I want to solve this requirement, we should have better understanding of the following concepts like select statement, data retrieval language, DDL, DML, TCL, data definition language, data manipulation language, TCL, transaction control. So these are SQL statement, you should be aware of it. So sequence like for incremented value, filtering concept, into class, constraint like default constraint we are using here. So next to well, so in order to get the sequence value, okay, so in and out parameters, anonymous block, procedure. You should know what's a procedure and how to write a procedure. So DBMS output to see the result on the console. So pipe symbol. Okay. So if you know this concept, it would be easy to understand the requirement. So procedure. Okay. So create or replace procedure name as begin, DBMS output end. Okay. So if you say this is a sample procedure, create or replace procedure name as begin end. So we want to display hello world on the console by using DBMS output. So remember DBMS output is used to see the result on the console. So execute procedure, we can able to execute procedure by using anonymous block, begin, sample procedure, end. So this is the procedure name we need to put. So we'll get the output like hello world. So now we'll see the first requirement, that is Wi-Fi complaints capture. Okay. So if you see the requirement, suppose like if you see these are drop downs we're getting. So as a user, suppose I'm a user, I'm facing issue like speed issue and it's like slow browsing. I'm giving it as like net is slow. So I'm a user, no? So I'm clicking the submit. When I click submit, what happened? So complaint registered successfully. So these details needs to be captured in our database tables. So this is the first requirement. For this purpose, we'll write, okay, for this purpose, we need to have table, some data. So if you see here, detail statement, create sequence, sequence name. So sequence is what? Complaint number sequence. So I'm using the sequence. Okay, create table. So if you see, this is the table, Wi-Fi complaints T. So underscore T is nothing but it's a table. So we're having username, complaint number, main complaint type, sub complaint type, description, status, added date. So if you say we are using constraint. So what is the constraint we're using? Default constraint. So default for sequence we're using one constraint, and also for status, like whenever created, what happened? By default, status will be open, and added date just now we're adding now default will be 60. Hope this is clear. So I'm using what? Default constraint for sequence, for complaint number, for status, and added date. So these are the default values: open, sysdate, and sequence time. So see, I'm inserting some values. Okay, see username, speed issue, slow browsing, net is slow. Okay. So remaining values, what happened? For complaint number, what happened? So sequence value will be populated. For status will be open, will be populated. For added date, sysdate. So we are giving only 4 values. Rest of them, what will happen? We are getting the default values. So you should know what is default constraint. Okay. So now this is TCL statement. So this is DML statement. DML required explicit comments. That's why I'm committing those transactions. So the data will be populated in red ways. So one more time, I'm creating sequence for complaint number. So we are using default constraint. Default for what? So default in the sense like we are if you see here, how many columns are there? We're having 7 to 8 columns, but we're mentioning only 4 columns. Rest of the columns, what happened now? Default value will get populated. So for added date, sysdate, for status open, for complaint number sequence. Hope this is clear. Okay. So if you know this default constraint, it would be easy to understand this requirement. Now if I select this table, what will happen? Data will get populated. See, so rest of the values like status, added date, and complaint number, what happens? Sequence will get like so these are the default constraint values will get populated. Now we'll write one procedure. create or replace procedure name. So if you see, this is, remember, we should give proper name, Wi-Fi complaint registration prop. So this is related to registration of complaint. So username, complaint type, sub complaint type, description, where. So 4 input parameters. These are entered by user. Okay, input parameters: username, complaint types, sub complaint type, description. Okay, so what is the issue? Okay, so who raised the issue, what is the issue, and what is the description? So these are user entered values. Okay. As begin. Okay, so these are the input parameters from the user, and we need to give out parameter to the user, p message. So we are using insert into Wi-Fi complaints t underscore t is a table. These are the columns. Username, main complaint type, sub complaint type, description. So username is the who has laid the complaint type, what's the complaint type, sub complaint type, description. So these are the input parameters we are capturing in our table. So this is DML statement, that's why we're committing those transactions. So once this is done, what? Complaint registered successfully. So this we need to show to the user. How can, by using out parameter? Okay, we'll see one more time. So enter procedure I have put in one page. So procedure name is Wi-Fi complaints registration pro. So 4 input parameters and 1 output parameters. So message as begin. So these are the columns and these are the input parameters from the user. Username, complaint type, sub complaint type, description. So commit. So p message, we are giving this message to the front end and they will map to the display. So this is, hope this is clear. Okay. So 4 input parameters, 1 output parameters. Hope this is clear. Now we'll execute the procedure. How can we execute? By using anonymous block, we are executing this procedure. So Praveen, so assume like Praveen is the user, he raised issue for speed issue, slow browsing, net is slow. Okay, so 4 input parameters and MSG is the output parameter. So if you want to see the result, we'll make use of dbms output. So if you see the output, we'll get complaint registered successful. So once you click on submit, what happened now? Data will be populated in our database table and user will get the message and data will be populated in our table. This is the table. So see, so Praveen, speed issue, slow browsing, next is slow. So remember values of see, this is the default sequence value and default status and default state. So default open, default state. So these are the default constraint. Hope this is so clear. Now see second requirement. Second requirement is we want to display the list of complaints raised by the particular user. So Wi-Fi complaints display. So if you see this one, so we want to display like what is the complaint raised by the particular user. So based on the username, we display what is the complaint number, status, complaint type, and date. So if you see here, so we're writing one more procedure. Okay. Complaints list. So you input parameters, one input parameter and rest of them output parameters. Okay. Username. So based on the username, we need to get list of what is the complaint number, status, complaint type, and when it is added. Okay. So 1 input parameter, 4 output parameters. So begin. Okay, so we are using select statement. Okay. So we remember in select statement in PLSQL, we can't directly use select statement. We should go for into class. So first one, P complaint number, status, complaint type, added date. Okay, from Wi-Fi. There's so many records are there, but we want a specific record. That is, we want the open condition status open condition, and username, like what is the user entered value, that username only we need to get this. Okay. So if you see here, complaint number I'm populating, status I'm populating. So main complaint type. Okay, main complaint type in the sense like you see main complaint type and concatenate sub complaint. Okay. So pipe symbol is to concatenate 2 strings. So and if say 2char. So I'm converting this into what is the format required. Okay. DD. So 2char is what it is used to convert the number like date into specific format. DDTH MON YY HH MIA. Okay. So this is the procedure. Okay. So hope this is clear. Okay. So into class it will store this out parameters like P complaint number, P status, complaint type, P identity. Okay. So remember pipe symbol is to concatenate 2 strings and 2char is used to I want to get the date into specific format. Okay. Now we'll execute the procedure by using anonymous block. So begin. So Wi-Fi complaint list property. So Praveen, So Praveen is the input parameter, and L complaint number, L status, L complaint type, L added. So these are the out parameters. So by if you see, so by using DBMS output, we can able to see the result. So if you see here what happened, so we'll get the complaint number. So status is open, speed issue. What's the complaint is? Speed issue, slow browsing, and it is what raised on 19th November 2022. So one input parameter, 4 output parameters. So by using DBMS output, we can able to see the result. Hope this requirement is clear. So first step is to capture the complaint. Second step is to display the complaints raised by the particular user. Hope this is clear. Okay. So like from November 21st, a new batch is going to start. So if you want to have any information, reach out to this number. So if you like the content, subscribe and share the channel. Thank you for watching.